Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Everybody loves pasta, right? Especially made in the talented hands of Joel Gutierrez, executive chef at Lido Bottle Works in Newport Beach. Chef is showing us how to make his irresistible Cavatelli with Sunchoke Cacio e Pepe. Chef, sunchokes are so delicious in pasta.
Yeah, absolutely. They bring nice, earthy, nutty flavor to the pasta, especially something as simple as cacio e pepe. It's going to kind of play off the nutty notes of the Romano cheese and the black pepper as well.
Yeah, let's get started.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to start out with making the pasta dough from scratch. We've got 300 grams of the semolina flour, and then about 2 grams of kosher salt. For this next step, I'm going to use little gloves. It gets a little messy.
Right.
We're just going to create a well for the water. It's about 135 grams of warm water. It's better to be warm. It's going to help make the pasta more malleable and easier to form. We're just going to mix this all up into a cohesive ball.
All right, if I'm going to make this dish at home and I don't want to make pasta from scratch, can I use dried pasta?
Absolutely. So traditionally, cacio e pepe is made with spaghetti. I always love bucatini if I'm making it at home and I do want something dried. At the restaurant, we use cavatelli that we make fresh every day. So once you kind of got it into nice little forms like that, you're just going to start molding it into a ball here. We're just going to keep kneading this until we get all of the small pieces into one cohesive ball.
Does it need to rest?
It will. So once we're done kneading it, it'll need to rest for about 30 minutes. You can take it out of the bowl, it's a little easier. And we're just going to continue to knead it until it hydrates all the way and forms into one cohesive ball.
And are you going to need a little extra flour?
So normally you don't need any flour in this one. It's not going to be too wet to where it's going to stick to the board. When we go to roll it out, we will use a little extra semolina. A little different than normal pasta. There's no eggs to this. It's just simply flour, water, and salt.
Now, being the lazy, shiftless kind of person I am, I often make pasta in the food processor.
Absolutely. So for different styles of pasta, I definitely like to make it in the food processor. It's definitely faster. It is slightly different, so you usually have to change the hydration ratio a little bit.
Yeah.
If you do it in a food processor, maybe like a minute of kneading instead of 5.
Yeah. You're putting your whole weight into this.
I try to, yeah.
You don't have to go to the gym.
Exactly. It's gym time every day in the kitchen. We'll wrap it in plastic wrap, allow it to rest for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we will shape it. All right, so for this sauce, it's going to be a little different than the traditional cacio e pepe. We're going to make a sunchoke cream sauce. To start, about a half a white onion, and we're just going to simply small dice this. A little bit of olive oil. Low heat. We just want to sweat the onions down. We don't want to get too much color on them. We want the sauce to be opaque white. We're going to have garlic to add to the base of the sauce here. We're just going to add that to the pan here.
Okay.
Let this saute down a little bit. Nice and slow, sweat it down, and while this is sweating, we can start on our sunchokes.
This is really an easy sauce to make, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So at the base of it, it's just a simple cream sauce, and we're just kind of transforming it a little bit with the sunchokes and kind of into the cacio e pepe sauce that you're traditionally seeing. The sunchokes here, these are tubers. They're similar to potatoes and artichokes. They're going to have really nice nutty flavor, but they're going to have kind of that tang that you would get from an artichoke as well.
Yum.
We got to clean them down a little bit. We don't really want to eat the exterior of the skin for this sauce because it's going to turn it brown. So we're just going to take the skins off here. I love to cook with zero waste. So the skins that you're seeing that are going to come off are actually going to become the garnish for the dish as well. We will dehydrate these and then we fry them back up to give the finished product a little bit of texture. I think it's really important not only for the earth, but I think it gives us as, chefs and cooks, like an excellent way to be creative.
Right.
It's something that you normally wouldn't use, you get to actually use now.
Right. Do you think of sunchokes as an autumn dish?
Yeah, mainly they're coming in through the farmer's market right now. We've grown them a couple times at the restaurant as well, right outside in our garden. They grow fantastic. They couldn't believe how easy they were to maintain.
I've never grown them.
Yes.
Now you put a bug
Yep.
in my hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plant some.
They're fantastic. So they're really weird when you kind of see them. So all you see are these long stalks, and they look like they're dead. They're brown, but underneath, when you pull them out, you get these big sunchokes out of them. So they take a little space, but yeah, they're fantastic if you can grow them. We're just gonna allow the sunchokes to cook down a little bit here with the onions and garlic. We're gonna add a little bit of heavy cream to the sauce here. So this is gonna be our base of the sauce, a little bit of kosher salt as well. We want them till they're just tender. We don't really want the cream to reduce too much and start separating. And then once that comes together, once it's tender, we're gonna take it out and puree it into a nice thick velvety sauce.
The pasta.
The pasta. So now that we've let it rest for 30 minutes in our plastic, we're gonna unwrap this.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Yes, so now that it's kind of rested, you can kind of notice that it's got a little bit more of a spring to it as well. We're gonna portion this down into manageable pieces here. Cavatelli, traditionally it's done by hand the entire time with a gnocchi board. But at the restaurant, we like to save a little bit of time, and this makes my job a lot easier.
And now I need a Cavatelli maker.
Yeah, I had one. I bought one for my house after I got this one. It was so easy.
I'm going to
and
need
much
one
easier.
of these.
Yes.
All right. I'm so glad you're showing us how to do this, Chef.
Oh, absolutely.
This is so cool.
Pasta for me, like pasta making, is therapeutic.
Yeah. And I always think they look a little bit like fancy hot dog buns.
They do,
Like,
yeah.
See how they're open a little bit?
Absolutely.
Now, fresh pasta cooks really fast.
It does. So this is going to be only a couple of minutes. We just want to put them into the salted boiling water, and we just want to have them plump up nicely. They're going to expand almost to twice their size. So once our pasta is done here, it's floated up the top. We've waited a couple minutes for it to be al dente. We still want a little bit of texture to it. We don't want it to be too mushy. We're just going to take it out of the water here, and it's okay if we get a little bit of water in it. We want some of that. We're just going to turn the heat up just a little bit. We're gonna grate in our Pecorino Romano, which is gonna kind of add on to that nuttiness of the sunchokes.
It's a wonderful cheese, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it's really nice and sharp, got a little bit of nuttiness to it.
It has personality.
Exactly. Finish, we're gonna do a little bit of cracked black pepper, if you could help me out here. Thank you. So we're gonna want a pretty good amount of this black pepper. This is gonna be the characteristic that's gonna shine through this pasta
You tell
as
me
well.
when, Chef.
Absolutely. Mix this into the pasta itself here. We're just gonna take the Cavatelli Cacio de Pepe, and we're just gonna lay this out into the bottom of the bowl here. Pretty good, generous amount of sauce as well. We're gonna add a little more cheese because
Because we can.
more cheese is always better. A little more cracked black pepper to give it that really nice peppery punch.
Yum.
To finish off, we have the sunchoke skins. They're gonna give kind of a little more of that earthy flavor to it.
I like the texture contrast that it's creating.
A little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Just a little drizzle. Chef, this is an incredible dish, and I really thank you for sharing it with us.
Absolutely, yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Pomegranate passion, sweet yet tart. Their delicious seeds burst with juice. They glimmer like ruby red crystal prisms. Some folks avoid them. Too messy, they say. Using the underwater approach, seeds can be removed without creating a pool of juice or crimson splatters. Okay, wear an apron just in case. Cut the pomegranate into quarters, resting on a paper towel. Fill a medium bowl with cold water. Hold the pomegranate quarter under the water. Pull the edges back, exposing the seeds. Most of the seeds will pop out. Run fingers over the seeds to remove them. The water prevents any splatters or drips. Seeds will sink to the bottom of the bowl, and small membrane pieces will float to the top. Discard the membranes, they're bitter. Drain seeds. Pat dry on a paper towel. Voila! Still not a fan? Container of seeds are often sold in the marketplace. Enjoy.